We're back in the Classic today, Train Sim Classic, and we've got another GP30 pack from Switchpoint Simulations that we knew was coming. They were cooking again, and this is the BNSF Patches and Predecessors pack. I don't think it's called that officially. I'm just going to call it that, BNSF P&P, featuring all new JR/Searchlight textures. You're going to get an absolute mess of various roads here. Arlington and Lewistown, which is this cat right here. Now that is a fictional road that was made by well, the lore was made by a person that made a route that's hosted on the workshop that is a free route, which is very good. It's like Adriana County levels of awesomeness and fictionalness, but like West Coast instead of Midwest. And there's a whole bunch of stuff for Arlington and Lewistown. Not only is the route great, there's a bunch of fantastic rolling stock that's been reskinned from various other pieces of rolling stock. A ton of scenarios, so it's cool that that's in there. We get Santa Fe bookend. We're going to look at all these in due time, of course, one by one here. Santa Fe freight bonnets, original and revised. Santa Fe Kodachrome. Two variants of BNs, which we got over here. BN and CBQ patches, BN and GN Big Sky Blue, BN and GN Empire Builder patches on those as well. BNSF SF patch, freight bonnet. Original CB&Q, and then the original Big Sky Blue and Empire Builder of the Great Northern, of course. And LTEX, or LTEX, Larish Crook, and Electric, SF freight bonnet, and SPSF. But there's a whole lot of stuff in here. The new textures, we got new glass shaders, new GP30u variant, which ATSF kind of heralded that's what they did to their units. Kind of like CSX made the modified GP30Ms. ATSF did the GP30Us, which meant unique. Actually, it meant upgraded because they were upgraded. We'll go over that as well. Small sound tweaks, different things within the cabs, obviously, with the modernized kind of U variants and things like that. New radios, pulse links, all kinds of stuff. But let's get into it. And as per usual, as you can see here, we've got a nice manual. These things take time to put together, and they've got literally everything you need to know about the locomotive. All the variants, what all you can do with these things. It is literal insanity. SPS has been cooking very hard. Very bigly cooking. SPS has been doing. I mean, just look at all this. This is all part of the pack. Of course, this will all be linked down below where you can find it. But another good manual. I like me some good reading materials. A Tale of Two Locos. A tale as old as time. The one on the left is the free GP30 from Switchpoint Simulations. The nuclear winter green one on the right is from DTM and High Iron Simulations Bozeman Pass. So this came within Bozeman Pass if you were unfortunate enough to buy that route, and it came scattered with powdered excrement all over the locomotive, as you can see there. And I thought about putting one of the older DTM GP30s down, but this has been updated since the older GP30s, right? So it's a little bit different. So we got the newest one, the upgraded one, as was touted by Gary, aka Mr. High Iron himself, as the all-new GP30, and this was it. So we got the all-new GP30 from DTM right here. Of course, we're not talking about this beautiful baby right here. That, of course, is the free all-new model, brand new sounds, simulation out the butthole. I mean, absolute Chad unit GP30s from Switchpoint Simulations, which, by the way, we're not going to go super into detail on those. I will link in the top right-hand corner the original GP30 video if you'd like to go and check that out. We'll just be looking at, like, road-specific things and things that were changed in this pack. But I thought it'd be a great idea to, look at them real quick, kind of compare them. And, what do they say? A picture's worth 1,000 words. It's something like that. Don't judge a book by its cover. That one doesn't work in this case, because, you know, I'd look at the cover of this and be like, hell yeah, bother. And I'd look at this and be like, hell no, bother. And just, yeah, I mean, the insane edging, you know, it's like these crazy teens and their practices these days with the edging. I mean, look at the edge wear on this. It is absolutely insane. It's like somebody came by with a 10 million grit sandpaper and just sanded the whole damn thing down to nothing but rounded edges. The color is just extremely bright. The model itself is a bit funky. It's not terrible, to be honest. They're almost the same shape. You can see the top of the long and short hood is a bit longer on the DTM variant. It's mostly kind of the brow. See if I can accentuate that there. So the brow, as you can see, it's got more of a peak, and on that one it's a bit more natural. It's got less of a, we'll call it a widow's peak. The windows are different as well. These are a bit thinner, like the nose looks bigger on the short hood on the right compared to the more appropriate one on the left. There's just a lot of differences. I mean, a lot of care was taken to get this model right here to specs, and it looks friggin' legit. It's gorgeous. This GP30 pack makes me big happy, and it's, you know, it's nice to get some of these older generation, you know, diesel electrics in Train Sim Classic this late in the game. It's 2025. We're thinking, you know, North American Train Sim content was pushing daisies, but alas, here we are. So not only that, but the DTM one here, it's got insane like mapping and texture issues. Look at this streaks and the lines all up and down this thing, not to mention the stripes, which are just off as hell. This is just insane. It's just insane. It looks really, really flat. It's like it's like it was made out of cardboard or something. Here we have some more like texture and kind of mapping issues. So you can see right there, I'll try and get as close as possible. That's a diamond plate texture that somehow got put on the side of the cab, which is that stuff right there. So it's, yeah, I mean, it's shortcuts that are taken time and time again with a lot of this stuff that we're meant to pay for on the Steam store. I don't want to sit here and shit all over it because, well, somebody already did. I mean, look at the top of this thing. You know, and we've done that song and dance many times, but it's just amazing what you can get with people that care and actually try versus high iron / DTM money grubbing. Sad. Okay, so one of the big things with this pack is the GP30u. And speaking of the GP30u, which is the one we're looking at here, most notable with the equipment on the short hood or the cab that would be from the GP30u variant. Original buyers of the GP30u for these roads would have been ATSF. They bought 85 units numbering 1200 to 1284. The CB&Q, which we have over here somewhere, they bought 38 units numbering 940 to 977, and then of course those later went to BN. I think those were the 2217s to 2254s, and then Great Northern 17 units numbering 3000 to 3016. Those of course as well went to BN. Those were 2200 to 2216. Now back, I'm using my right thumb on the controller here, so that's why the camera work is epic. Sorry about that. So the GP30u unit, the ATSF rebuilds, these happened out of Texas, rebuilding nearly the entire loco down to the studs, including the prime movers, which were upgraded from the 567 D3s to the EMD 645, bumping that power up to 2,500 horsepower. 200 horsepower, that's funny. Now sadly, we do not have those sounds in this pack, but that's fine. No big deal. They also got generators, new traction motors, also upgraded along with, you know, control and electrical equipment and things like that. New bearings on the axles, single shoe brakes, roof AC, you know, which is a lot of the equipment on the hood that you can see there, the short hood anyway. And the rebuilds were repainted to the blue and yellow or yellow bonnet, and 78 overall were updated for the GP30u. All right, so we're going to look at each one of these and go right down the line, and then we've got a train set up just behind us that we're going to run a little bit to go over some new things and some cool things and some updated and modern things. But first things first, the loco we were looking at with the GP30u variant. This is the patched freight bonnet. And we'll just go over this one since it's first. These new Searchlight / JR textures look really good. Really good. They just got that light, you know, is it smattering or smattering? It's one of those words. Just a light dusting of weathering. And it's just built into the paint, the textures, and it looks incredible. Now, I think the textures that were on the previous GP30 pack, they look pretty good too, but these are just different, you know. They also look awesome, so it's just nice to have some different textures. I'm sure, you know, whatever they do going forward, they'll probably still use the same kind of texture. We'll call it an upgrade, but it looks really good. I mean, the color looks good. It doesn't pop too much. They look just enough weathered because, you know, let's be honest, these things are GP30s. They're early model. You know, diesel electrics, they're not going to be super shiny and ultra clean, you know. It's just like that. But yeah, BNSF or ATSF BNSF patched freight bonnet. Right here we've got the ATSF bookend, the OG, triple OG. Very nice looking paint. The logo looks very crispy and centered correctly. The numbering of the font, got your builder logo on there as well. Very legible. You can see it was built in 1962, the Santa Fe back here. Man, that's gorgeous. That lettering, ay. This one still has number boards, of course, because that's what they ran back in the day. This would have been a different one, and you know, they just covered them up, painted them over. Right here we got the ATSF freight bonnet. So same dealy as this one. That's obviously BNSF patched. This one is just the ATSF, and this one over here is the ATSF freight bonnet revised, which had some different things, including America, stars and stripes, bits on the roof, beacon, a couple other things were changed. Go right down the line, we got the Kodachrome. Don't take my Kodachrome away. Oh baby, why didn't this happen? Why, God? Why have you punished us? That's just gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Then we have the fictional. Also, why didn't we get this, God? SPSF. Very sexy. Very sexy. LTEX. Larry's Truck and Electric. A leaser and seller of early model engines. Or bacon, lettuce, tomato, intercourse, BLT, and Word. I don't know if you could say on YouTube. I don't see why not. This friggin' day and age. Arlington and Lewistown. This is part of the fictional route that I was talking about. I'll link that down below underneath the title if you want to go and check this route out. I made a video on this as well. I'll go ahead and link that if you want to check that out. But it's a lot of awesome stuff that you can run on that route. This, of course, being part of that. So that's awesome. These guys added that for Arlington and Lewistown. Then we have the Great Northern Chad Goat. Again, all these colors look fantastic. They've all got separate bits and bobs, which we'll go over. We're just looking at the actual roads and liveries quickly here. Epic. One of my favorite, BSB or Big Sky Blue. with the goat again. This one's got the kind of boards on the side as well, which is pretty badass. And then this might be my favorite out of the pack. I mean, God bless America. The Burlington Route, or CB&Q. That gray and white and red. Like, whoever designed this, gold star. One of those just glorious old liveries. Very lovely. Oh, just not much else to say about that one. We got the BN Great Northern patched unit, so you can see BN denoted on there. And then we got the BN, boom boom, Burlington or CB&Q patched unit. And then we got the BN BSB. This one don't sound like it's running. I must not have put a thing on there. Oh no, I did. Yeah, okay. I think it's just because the cacophony of 567s are over there and there's silence in the high plains back there. Yeah, big sky blue patch unit. And then back here we've got the BN 2217 through 2254, mostly denoted by the beacon on top, which I didn't really look at, sorry, but the beacon comparison between this one and the DTM model are like a Ferrari versus a Yugo, you know, if you're into cars. And this one over here, 2200 to 2216. Alright guys, now let's go over variations. We looked at all the liveries that you'll get within the pack. So the Arlington and Lewistown and BNSF patch, freight bonnet, Larry's truck and electric. All three of those liveries or roads are going to have the same kind of kit. But this one here has the steel bell, so let's go ahead and click on it. This one features the steel bell. I believe this one's got the K. Yep, it looks like K3LA up there. Oh, baby. Nice, 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 nice. This one has the class lights covered or plated. So the class lights on the front are plated over, covered up. Let's see. This one also has ditch lights, so it's more modern as well. And the cab roof equipment, so you've got the air conditioner and the antenna stuff up there. What else? I think that's it. So that one's going to cover the Arlington and Lewistown BNSF patch freight bonnet and Larry's truck and electric, or LTEX. Alright, the variations for the Santa Fe bookend, the OG triple OG, right here in front of us is the bronze bell. Definitely just got that more kind of dull bronze bell sound. Sounds like a bronze bell. Sounds good. This one has got the big old trumpets on there. That looks like an RS3L to me. Let's hear it. Let her rip, Tater Chip. Reverb. Alright, this one has got the beacon, or we'll call it a bacon. It's, you know, if you know, you know. Manual from a sold add-on from the Steam store, bacon light. This one has class lights still, so this is obviously an older unit, so it's going to have this kind of stuff. Does not have ditch lights, again, older unit. Alright, the original Santa Fe Kodachrome and SPSF Fictional will have the steel bell. Let's click on the SF one here. There we go, definitely the steel bell. This one's got the bacon light as well. The equipment on the roof, obviously. Class lights are still fitted. I believe it's got a K3LA. Nice. Okay, I'm excited about these. So the Jolly Green Giant or the Burlington Northern, the first one up we're going to look at on the left here is the 2200 through 2216. Those are going to have the bronze bell. Going to feature the beacon light, class lights. Let's see. Oh, snowplow. One of the big deals. So it's actually got a snowplow down there, whereas like this one over here does not. It's just the pilot or the flat plate. I think there's another one of these that have the plow as well. So that's a cool feature. That's one of the things that stands out about this one. RS3K. Let's hear that puppy. Nice. Okay, New Hurons. Okay, I like. That's that one. We'll go ahead and scooch on over to this one. The BN 2217 to 2254 bronze bell. Beacon. Class lights. I totally glazed over the nose lights as well. Obviously, the older units are all going to kind of be the same, right? The big thing with this one is the S2M horn. I can't think of anything in Train Sim Classic that I've heard in S2M or a good one, so I'm pretty excited about this. Here we go. That's definitely a two bell. Or a two chime, two bell. Holy hell. That sounds good though, man, especially inside. The inside of these things sound epic. It's just so shrill. I love it. S2M on the BN unit. And just to quickly go over some of the other ones, we'll kind of, you know, wrap it up here since we got a train to run down there. So this is the BN patched Big Sky Blue, featuring the snowplow. Still has marker lights, does have the highbrow lights, or the we'll call it more modern headlights. Here we go. Patched CBQ unit. Still got the gyration light going on up there. Highlights and nose lights, which is pretty cool. Well, it's basically part of the gyro up top. Very nice, very nice. The Great Northern BN patch. Up top on the lights, markers. This has got a snow plow as well. Of course, these ran in very snowy areas, so it makes absolute sense. Then you've got your standard CBQ over here, featuring a lot of the same of that. And then the two original Great Northern units over here as well, which also feature a lot of that other stuff over there. Alright, we got our train set up here, ready to run. It's a very gray day in Montana. We are on the High Line in this video, by the way, for anyone wondering. But this pack, man, absolutely epic. We've got a lot of western roads that may not have the best stock, you know, and then on the other side of the spectrum, I feel like we got a lot of good eastern road rolling stock with not a lot of great eastern roads to run them on. So like with this, we finally have some western road power to run on western roads. And as we know, there's a lot of really decent North American routes on the west side of the states that these will just fit snugly with right at home. So that's awesome. Lot of options going on here, but I'm not going to go too into detail on these like I mentioned earlier, just because I kind of did that in the first video. A lot of the stuff exactly the same, it's just been added on to. So just think of it like that. Go ahead and get in this bad boy. All right, let's get the light on. One of the first things you'll notice is the Pulse Train Link Dose. The Train Link Deuce. Head of train device to talk and chit chat with the rear or end of train device, EOTD. Doesn't sound right to say rotted. Is he He ought to. Anyway, that's what that is. And the gym radio. So totally different radio. So the older GP30 units in this pack and the CSX GP30 units, there's a lot of differences going on. Not only if you look straight up, you're like, holy hell, what the hell is that? That is an air conditioning unit right there, because there's an AC on top of that. So a lot of stuff has gone into this. Even the piping, all that looks epic. We'll just look outside again. There you go, AC unit. Because, you know, it gets nice and toasty sometimes, pretty much everywhere. You got your quantum alerter right up there, which is new as well. What else? Both gauges are now Salem. One of these was what was it, Hickok, I think, and the older units. So both are Salem now. You'll notice as well the power thingy handle is gone. So on the older GP30 units, there was that extra handle where you would choose if you wanted to use dynamics versus like running two locomotives in a pair, you know, that maybe had different gearing or something like that. So a lot of differences going on, a lot of upgrades. You know, a couple of things were kind of painted, colors changed, things like that. So there's a lot of difference in this cab. It's not just a repaint pack for the GP30, not by any damn stretch of meaning. It is not a repaint. There's a lot that went into this pack. Been working on this probably equal amount of time as, you know, the GP30 when it initially came out. The rear wall is different as well, as you can tell. A lot of stuff has gone from that too. But let's just set this sucker up real quick. Let's get the HUD on there. Control what do we got here? All right, consist length almost 3,000 feet, weight 5,400 tons. Still got to deal with the sand level, so it's just random basically. So we have got, let's go ahead and zoom on down here. Our end of train device, thankfully, afforded to us by Searchlight Simulations, which is free. Now, if you don't have any of Searchlight Simulations free stuff, go get it right now. Doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're brushing your teeth, if you're in the shower, I don't know why you'd be watching a YouTube video in the shower. Go get it now if you don't have it. I'm sure everybody else has it, but you know what I mean. EOTD, fit that bad boy. You can hear it whining, screaming away. You're going to need that to get it working there. So as you can see right now, it says radio brakes, nothing going on there. So we need to test this thing, test arm it. So you're going to want to go over here. Just pop that bad boy, make sounds as well. Very good. So it's currently set 64 PSI. Okay, very good. Let's do the radio here as well. So the older GP30s obviously had the manual radio, right, where you just kind of tuned. These are pretty simple too, but I don't know the codes, so I'm gonna pop up the manual on the second screen real quick. Find the radio, Sean. You're taking too long. Find the radio, you idiot. Here we go. Okay, ATSF road channel. We got 030. And there we go, baby. We're tuned in. You can, of course, change the volume and all that good stuff. Turn that right down. But yeah, it looks great in here. Crack the windows a bit. Get that one too. Alright, see what we got going on here. Dynamic brake is cut in. Number lights. Yes, sir. Class lights. What the hell? We'll turn them on. Why not? And set this puppy to run. What's going on over here? You can actually look at the air conditioner. It's lower, obviously, right here in the ceiling, and you've got the light back there too. Take a look at this bad boy. That's a thick AC unit, man. That's like a friggin' house AC unit. Yeah, looks good in here. It's just modernized, man. I mean, these things were stripped down to the friggin' frame when they rebuilt these GP30Us. So makes total sense. All right, let's go ahead and wipe the train brake off. Watch this in action. $70. Take a second there. Oh, there's no CFM gauge anymore either. You'll note that with the more modern units, obviously, because you've got the Train Link 2. So there's that. Lots of changes, which is cool. There we go. Beep, beep, beep. It's at 90. 90, the beep's letting us know, hey, we're ready to go. Let's grip it and rip it. Let's throw the reverser in. Probably should have done that beforehand. We've still got the attendant call simulation. There's our sander, our alerter reset, infield on, headlights, ground engage. Get those headlights all the way on. Yeah, baby. There we go. Ready to rip. Put her in 3 notches. Start coming off the independent brake. And these things feel so nice to run. There's at least one really good scenario I can think of on the Hanover sub for the CSX GP30s. There we go. You heard the beep. We are now moving, as denoted by the green box up there that says MOV. And there we go, baby. So we done being 35 feet. That's feet, right? Or is that the Excel? There's the display test. That's cool that all that's coded into the simulation as well. It just makes sure all the lights are working as should be, you know, when running the locomotive. The dim, I don't think it does anything. Let's see. Excel. So that's Excel. Count. There we go. So that is count. So that's, you know, you're needing to count the length of your train past a turnout or something like that. Distance counter. And then acceleration. Did I already change it? You gotta hold it. Alright, there's the Excel. Oh, son of a... Always turn on the Xbox controller, forget, and then it goes off, and then that happens. Alright, let's get going.
Sure, have a great day. MW Scout.
I don't know why, but patched units are cool, man. They're just like these... It's like an old Mad Max car, you know, a vehicle in any of the Mad Max movies. It's just been repurposed with a bunch of different parts, but the sumbitch still works. Still gets the job done, you know. That's a patch unit to me. Alright, we're going to dump the air up here and see what happens with the pulse train link. Let's just get going a little bit more, a little bit faster. Now we got the alerter enabled, so we'll let that time out. We're just gonna act like we passed out at the controls. You know, too much Golden Corral butter buns. I don't even know. I haven't been to Golden Corral in probably as long as some of you guys have been alive. But I know they got like butter biscuit bun thingies, like something like that. Anyway, too many of those. We passed out. We'll see what happens. Oh, I'm feeling so sleepy. Too many butter biscuits. Too many Diet Coca-Colas. Too many prime ribs. Oh, I'm gonna fall asleep. Oh. Man, that's loud, huh? Jesus. Jeez Louise. 36. And it's, you know, it's slowing down nicely. It didn't just insanely stop like some slot car physics stuff we have in Train Sim Classic. This is a pretty hefty train too for these little two chungers. The thing too you got to keep in mind is, so we don't have those rebuild sounds, right? But they did account for the power, so these things will feel like you do have 2,500 horsepower rather than the, you know, the 22 or the downrated like 2,000 for the modified units for CSX. But God above, woo, got more GP30s, man, for Western roads. We got a lot of good stuff. North American train sim content, folks, have been cooking lately. And this is all free, man. This is all free. Chef's kiss. Thanks for watching, guys. Go pick these up. I'll link them down below. Hopefully see you next time. Bye.